I'm Vivian Cobb, and I'm an emotional health coach coming to you from Colorado Springs, Colorado, in the United States. As an emotional health coach, I've had a lot of concerns about the emotional health of not only our nation, but also the entire world. And so have the other two women that you see here today with me on this call. We each have our areas of expertise, but our messages are overlapping and complementary to each other. So we've decided to team up and produce an upcoming webinar addressing emotions, identity, and love. And our goal is to build a community of women helping and supporting each other during this difficult and unsettling time in our history. We each have some pearls of wisdom to share that will guide you through these extraordinary times. Let me introduce my partners and friends in this endeavor. Let's start with you, Marianne, coming to us from Sweden. Hi.
Hi, Vivian. Hi, Gayla.
Hi.
Yes, I'm Marianne, and I'm an integration coach. I guide people towards a better awareness of who they are in order to be their ultimate self and to have better relationships.
Thank you. And how about you, Gayla, coming to us from Denver?
Well, hello, everybody from Denver. I'm the Denver Love Coach, and I work with single women to help them attract the relationship that they've dreamed about, but are a little sick of kissing those proverbial frogs.
Okay, fair enough. Great. Well, our purpose today is to introduce our webinar. It will be a roundtable format, meaning each of us will be answering the same question from the viewpoint of our area of expertise. We will be answering your questions, so your participation is crucial. Our community is called Women, Emotions, Identity, and Love. You are invited to our webinar, which we are going to be airing on July 17th at 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. And I'll remind you of that again at the end of this. We will also be launching our Facebook page and group so that you can submit your questions so that we'll be ready for the webinar. We are so excited that women around the world will join us either live or watch the recording. Having community is one of the most healing, powerful entities that there is. And I learned this very recently from my experience of having COVID-19. I was so sick and I was in the hospital, laying in bed, unfortunately thinking I was probably going to be taken out by that. And people sent me good vibrations, prayers. There was such a community of love. And I woke up the next morning feeling so much better. And I have no doubt in my mind that that made all the difference. When you have community, you can heal. So I am going to start with my question about emotions. And it's a simple question. Why are emotions important? And as an emotional coach, I'm going to answer that question right now. Emotions are the baseline from which we operate. We as humans are emotional beings, and our emotions have everything to do with how we maneuver through our lives. They guide our inner experience, our attitude, our perceptions, and how we see and interpret the world. Unresolved and unprocessed emotions, well, they keep us stuck. And if we have a filter of anger through our emotions, then that's how we view the world. And I believe in processing, embracing, and running towards the pain in order to get through the pain and carry on. How about you, Gayla? What do you think about emotions?
I think what you said is brilliant. And I see that as so true, especially with the single women that I work with, because a lot of women who want a love relationship and don't have it, they really are stuck in those emotions of the past. It may be that they've had a relationship that hasn't worked out and they can't quite let it go. Maybe they've been married, and maybe even like myself, I was married for 20 years. And before I decided, actually just 23 years actually, and I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed to say that when someone said, well, how long were you married? But then I realized that I had dealt with my emotions around that. And I came to understand that it just meant that I tried really hard. And so I love what you're saying about emotions because it fits into my work perfectly.
Great. And how about you, Marianne?
No, I definitely agree with both of you. And I just want to say that while emotions can be scary and uncomfortable, I do think we do need to make the effort to understand our emotions, so we can better understand ourselves and our underlying wants, needs, and beliefs.
Absolutely true. Do you have a question for us, Marianne?
I do. I talk about, my question is actually, what is identity? And for me, when I think about identity, I think about the certain image we have of ourselves, the beliefs about the kind of person that we are. And I believe that having a strong sense of identity brings comfort and security.
I agree with that for sure. Identity is crucial to how we see ourselves in the world, how we present ourselves in the world, and how we process our emotions as well, because our identity dictates from where we came from, and that also dictates how we view things and our filters that we carry with us. And if we look at those and we figure out who we are, then we are just healthier people, you know, on an emotional level, on every level.
Absolutely.
I think that's so true, for what you both said, because what I think what happens to us in life is that we get wrapped around our identity. And I think that's especially true for women. I think sometimes when we see ourselves as a married woman, for example, and then when we are no longer a married woman, we wonder where we fit. Do we fit in the context of our family and family gatherings? Where do we fit in the context of the world? As you know, sometimes it feels like, if you're single, it feels like the world is all about couples and couples at dinner parties, etc. And so we have to take on a new identity. And that can even change when we go to fill out those wonderful forms in life that we have to fill out. And we're checking, you know, we used to check married, and now we're going to check single. And it changes our sense of self. So I think what Marianne is doing to help women with their identity, I mean, maybe today there are lots of different identity crises that are going on. You know, how do you fit in based on your culture, your race, where you're from, what you want to do? Maybe you're straight, maybe you're gay, maybe you're transgender. There's all sorts of identity issues today that really, thank goodness, aren't you all happy that we can actually talk about this stuff today?
Absolutely true. Yep, for sure. What about you, Gayla? What's your question about love?
Well, as you know, that's my favorite topic. But what I have been hearing lately, especially from the single women that I talk to, is, wow, you know, we live in this world where all these things are happening, and all these things that are not great are happening. And here I am single, and I really, really want so desperately to be in a love relationship. But is that okay? Is that okay for me to focus on myself? Is it okay for me to have enough self-love that I can pursue attracting the relationship of my dreams? When clearly other people might have more, as you might say, serious problems. But you know what? It is a serious issue for a single woman who's lonely. And I think being quarantined and having this time where we're told to stay at home and you can't go out and you can't do the things that you did, this loneliness for single women has really come to the front. So that's really my question. Is this okay for them to say, you know what, I am going to take care of me right now, and I am going to pursue attracting the relationship of my dreams?
Well, I will say, okay, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Marianne.
No, I want to say I think it's more than okay for anyone to focus on their own happiness and have relationships if they so desire. I think it shows that the person has a sense of contentment and security in their lives.
I agree. And I know that from my own experience recently, I've been a widow for 9 years, and I faced being very sick. I had my children with me to help me, but that's different, not having that intimate, special someone in your life. And I know that I've resolved for myself during this time of quarantine and isolation and everything else. I've decided, you know what? I am going to go for finding a relationship. And I'm okay with if I don't find one. I'm very happy by myself. But I think I'm renewed in the sense of it is okay to want that. I have learned how to be by myself, and I'm fine being by myself. But quite frankly, I love to be in love, and I want to experience that. So I'm going to say absolutely, Gayla, it is fine to be in a relationship. And as Marianne said, if that's what I choose to do. So excellent questions, ladies. Does anybody else have anything to say before we wrap up our little demonstration here?
I don't know about you, but I am so excited to invite everyone who's watching this recording to join us for our webinar.
Yep, me too. And I just want to remind everybody that, again, our community is called Women, Emotions, Identity, and Love. And our webinar will air on July 17th at 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. So keep that in mind wherever you are in the world when you join us. And we will also record it so you can watch it if you can't join us live. And please look for the launch of our Facebook group. We will send out a notification for that so that you can post your questions and your concerns during this time so that we can answer those. So I'm so excited we're doing this, ladies. It's great to partner with you. You are beautiful women, and I'm honored to be part of this. And we will see all you great, beautiful women out there very shortly. See you later.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.